Valkyrie, may I bother you with a question?
Speak.
Now that I am an Enheriar, is there anything I am forbidden to do?
You must follow my command and fight. Nothing more.
Ah, in which case, I am at your mercy. Are all Asgardians like this, I wonder? It seems their ethics are quite different from ours. This may take a while to get used to. I do wish she would talk a little more, though. If memory serves, Lucada was known for its iron ore, was it not?
You're well informed, merchant. It was indeed.
I often traded with Lucada, you see. Their weapon quality was always superb. Not to mention their carpeting and clothing made from fur, and, of course, their paint ingredients and cosmetics.
It's funny to hear of Lucada like that. It truly was a bountiful land. And yet, I still can't tell why Lucada was constantly squabbling like it did, despite all of that wealth.
The cause of conflict? That is a difficult question.
Maybe there were no reasons. Maybe people just fight whenever they gather. That is why it is so important that the leaders put them on the right path. This weapon's somewhat unwieldy in the forest. Cypher, I've always been curious of that weapon of yours. Could we swap for a moment?
I can certainly loan it to you, but are you sure my weapon is any better?
There's something I want to try out. Just for a moment.
Just give it to her. Christopher seems to have a habit of collecting weapons.
Oh, well, if we're talking collectible weapons and blacksmiths, I have some experience in that field as well.
No, she's more of a pragmatist. Keeping an eye out for new weapons she can use.
Ah, I see. Well, in that case...
Definitely an interesting construction. Could you modify my weapon to function as a bow as well?
While the merchant in me strives to please any demand, that may be a tall order.
Cypher, were you truly a merchant?
I was. Why, do I not look like one?
I've never seen one that can fight like you do.
That must be the powers I was given as an Enheriar. I was quite feeble as a human, and most certainly not athletic.
But a merchant can change the world around them with their mind alone. Perhaps I should have chosen someone like you for a husband.
I beg your pardon?
Just a joke. Are Enheriar not meant to be reserved for heroes?
I have no particular penchant for heroes. I merely chose those with souls powerful enough to serve my purposes.
Powerful? I wouldn't call myself powerful. When I look back at my life, all I remember are my regrets. And yet, here I am, fighting for the world once more. I intend to make this battle one I will not regret.
That strength of will, that is what makes one an Enheriar. Whether it becomes a battle of regret or triumph is for you to choose.
Picking flowers, Taika?
Yes. I was looking for flowers to give to the Valkyrie. Do you think white is too bland? Perhaps I should mix brighter colors in as well.
I think the white is quite beautiful. But why flowers?
She seems quite preoccupied recently. Don't you think?
I do. Seeing her temper flare one moment, then look utterly confused the next is, well, different.
Yes. It's as if she's surprised by the changes she's experiencing. And the incessant fighting isn't helping her stay calm either. That is why I thought some flowers could bring her a little solace.
You're a sweet girl, Taika. Perhaps I could offer you a hand.
Of course. Thank you. Then let us find a whole bunch of flowers to make her smile.
So, if they flank from this side, I should step back and...
Is something the matter, Cypher?
I made a terrible mistake in a battle the other day.
A mistake? I do not recall anything like that.
I didn't even notice. How about you, Valkyrie?
I don't think she noticed anything either.
I'm afraid it was still a mistake. At least in my mind. I was in a position to attack 3 enemies in one swoop. But I was half a step off. And because of that, I could only strike 2.
Does that count as a mistake?
Christopher, you should fall back when you get surrounded. There's no need to take chances with your life.
You know, Egon, you can be overly protective sometimes.
What? I can?
For one, I am as much an Inheriar as you are. Which means I don't need the pointers. Right, Taika?
What? Oh my...
Now that you mention it, I may have been overbearing.
Not at all, Egon. I have always been grateful of how thoughtful you are. You always look after us, like a father, which is so inspiring, and...
Taika, any more and you'll turn him into a guilt-ridden pile of mush.
It seems that people despise the undead. They call them monsters.
They are powerful, twisted entities that are incapable of speech and attack at random. It is only natural that such frail beings would fear them.
I understand their fear and their hate, but I cannot help but take pity on the undead.
They feel neither remorse nor suffering. I doubt they care. No pity will get through to them.
I was called a monster once too. Perhaps that is why I wonder how they feel about those words. Valkyrie, perhaps this might be a good time to rest a moment. I am sure you must be a little weary.
No? I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
You seem disappointed.
What? Oh no, Well... The beauty of this land is quite remarkable. It is not my place, I know, but... I had hoped you might enjoy it as well.
Let us take a moment to rest here.
Oh, thank you. If I may, I would love to tell you about all the places we can see from here.
I found this just a moment ago.
Oh my! A jeweled necklace?
It was left by the ruins. It's old, but the stones still have some life left in them.
Such a beautiful blue hue! It would look lovely on our Valkyrie. A white dress might go well with this necklace. Something simple but sophisticated. Maybe decorated with a fine embroidery. Oh, and she should have her hair up too, with a silver accessory to hold it. Or maybe even a big, freshly picked flower.
I take it you like fashion, Taika?
Oh, well, yes. My sisters and I used to chat about clothes and makeup all the time. You are always so gallant in your armor. But I think you would look wonderful in some beautiful jewelry and an elegant dress.
I do not care for such things.
I had a feeling Our Lady would say that.
Oh, that's a shame. But perhaps some makeup someday?
I never imagined while I was alive that we'd be facing the end of the world.
Me neither. I had just assumed that even if kingdoms fall, the world would still remain.
Seeing it crumble like this is painful to watch.
What about you, Valkyrie? What are your thoughts, seeing the world like this?
I am not sure. But it would be good to see the world as it was, when it was still beautiful.
I hope we can show that to you one day.
It is delightful in the springtime, especially when the flowers begin blooming. Perhaps we can all go see it together, once the world is saved.
I have been wondering, what happens to you in Heriar once the world is saved?
Are you concerned for our well-being? There's no need. We will be ready no matter what, even if it means we face death once more.
How can you be sure you are ready to face death?
Because I know that we have done everything we can in your service, without regrets. Not like before.
I see.
I am sure that the others feel the same way. So don't worry. We're with you until the end.
Very well. Are you still trying to calculate when the world will end?
Why, are you interested in my results? I did not think you would be.
I merely thought I might support you in your endeavors.
Oh, it is an honor that you would offer me your aid. But alas, I stopped my calculations some days ago.
Why?
I came to a realization recently. It is better to tackle what is here in the present, rather than worry about what has not yet come to pass. Besides, I do not have a shred of doubt that we will be successful in saving this world. There is no point worrying about an end that will never come.
I see.
Allow me to serve you to the very end, and I shall do everything in my power until our task is complete.
Of course.
Even now, the world crumbles, and people continue to die.
True.
I want to save this world. To save as many people as we can. And not just the people of Lucada, but all of mankind.
I think I can appreciate your sentiments. Humans have such short lives. That is why they cherish each passing day. I think I understand that now.
We fight together to protect this world. Its people and everything that is dear to us. And we both do everything within our power to make that happen, do we not?
Yes, that may be true.
Through this journey, we've come to understand one another, Valkyrie. And that makes me happier than anything else. Let us fight together until the end. I am ready to give myself for this world and for its people.
I must admit, I always feel encouraged by your unwavering bravery.
Encouraged?
Because, while I know I'm now an Inherior, I still feel fear. Whenever I think that someone may be hurt or is suffering in battle, I cannot help but feel a pain deep in my heart.
That is not fear. It is compassion, I think. But our battles will only grow more heated, and there will be more pain. If you wish, you may cede your place as an Inherior, and...
No, please! I wish to stay by your side to the end. I promised those children at the flower shop that I would never, ever give up on saving people. Let us fight together to save this world.
Of course. I am glad to have you by my side.
I hope the Valkyrie finds happiness someday.
I do wonder what happiness would be for a Valkyrie, though.
You have a point. Some form of tranquility, perhaps.
Peace without strife. Personally, I would wish her to travel the world as she pleases, free from duty.
But would that not be lonely? Maybe if she had a companion.
I want to see that she gets what she deserves. But who knows what will happen to us after the world is saved?
It doesn't need to be after the salvation, does it? I'm sure she can find happiness here, if she wants to.
Then the job of making her happy will fall upon us in Heriar, I suppose.
We shall have to ask her what happiness means for her then.
We should come up with a plan to ensure that we get an answer.